Good morning.
Good morning. Laughing about the @ symbol. I never use I never use it, but yeah, you can @ people, the tag or whatever. Yeah.
Well, when I pull them up, when I just scrape them off my YouTube postings and bring over their questions, I just leave the @ symbol on. I got tired. It's a lot of extra work to get rid of all those. Yeah, bunch of those. Yeah, I see a lot of @ Angla's here.
Morning, dark, wet, and thundering spring day in central Iowa. Yeah, I was telling Nancy before I got on, I seen a video that Miami's underwater with a little bit of rain.
Not a lot, not a flooding.
So yeah.
Is Peter Navarro's jail in Florida? Maybe it's sinking.
Oh, yeah. Exit. DeSantis and the E-tapes.
Mhm.
Okay, just click in here. Good morning, beautiful Jennifer Cooper, Kathy D. Snow melting in Michigan. Yeah, we got some snow yesterday. Holy bejesus.
What?
2 feet of snow and
Yeah, that's where I told you I got a text from Dorothy Morgan. We were supposed to work something out, and she said, "I'll let you know when my electricity's on." So, and we're going to have today. We're going to have tornadic type winds come through, not like swirling, not like taking Dorothy and Toto off, but really heavy winds. And we're supposed to have all kinds of weird rain for the next few days. But that's okay. If it doesn't rain this time of year here, it doesn't rain. And I can guarantee you it's going to have to be a hell of a lot more than a little bit of rain to make Dallas sink. Matter of fact, have you seen those maps where we gain, if the worst happens about the ice cap, I may be living in beachfront property, but I won't sink.
Yeah. Said it before.
Good for you.
You were saying a friend moved out of Miami area.
Yeah, the guy I'd run him for a political office, and after he didn't win that, and the people he came close to beating terrified him out of his house, he moved to Florida, and he was in real estate there, and he popped back up a year ago, and I was talking to him, and I said, "Judge, why are you doing that? Why are you moving back?" And he said, "Well, there's a piece of my family land I can build a house on." And he said, "I just want to live in a place where," he said, he'd drive around the city to show real estate, and roads were impassable on a regular basis. And he said he just couldn't put up with it. He said, "There's no pumps you can build that'll pump fast enough to get the water out of there." So,
yeah, it's not good. Sea levels will be rising.
Good for you, Geek Hillbilly. I'm glad you can see again.
Yeah, that's crazy. Some of the people on that VP list, Marco Rubio. Good Lord. It'd be anyone who's the biggest yes man.
And he is the biggest yes man. One of them.
It's amazing. Him, Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, all of them thought he was horrible.
And on the topic of Ted Cruz, I actually was out driving around in my car 2 days ago, it's like an event, guys. I don't drive much. And I was up in a place called Collin County, which is meaningless unless you live in Texas, but it's the reddest of the red counties. And the only signs I saw in anybody's yards were for Colin Allred, who's running against Ted Cruz. And that used to be a Cruz stronghold.
I love it, Earth Mama. GOP, rest in peace.
Well, a political party's dead when it doesn't have a platform. And that happened 4 years ago. When you don't say what you're running for, why are you even there?
Karen's in Virginia. Highs of 60s, freezing at night. That looks like our forecast. It's going to be warm during the day and 20 20s in the evening, so should be fun for a week or so.
I love that kind of weather. I mean, I like those cold nights because we don't get enough of them.
Yeah, sleep cool and comfortable is nice, and
And not have to pay for it and have an air conditioner running in in the back of your brain. Yeah.
I guess we could look at Leonard again, but we looked at him last week. We seen a disconnection, and then
Oh,
didn't you
speaking of last week, Scott, Wisconsin just needs to have one more. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Wisconsin just needs to have one more legislator see the light, and that'll be even Steven in the House of Representatives.
Mike Gallagher leaving, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. The rest are sycophants. The rest of Wisconsin will not leave.
Well, then every other state where you think you have a weakling, send them love and light that aren't going to follow here Trump, and maybe we can get another one out.
What's his face? Yeah, we could look at that again. But yeah, there's a disconnect there with Leonard.
Okay, what do we want to ask about Leonard?
What will happen? I didn't read the article, but there's some reporting that all the people that are involved with that organization,
The Federalist Society. Do you want to see if they're going to end up in legal trouble besides disbanding? Or do you want to ask if they're just going to be disbanded?
as far as I know, they didn't. Like the Senate was trying to, subpoena him for all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Been trying to get away from it or not show up and whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I'll just see what the future says.
I know what we can ask him that ought to make Leonard think twice. Will Sheldon Whitehouse get a hold of him?
Oh, there you go.
Sheldon's
on a mission.
He is. He's the nicest man. I met him when he was running for Senate the first time.
Leonard Leo. Leonard Leo.
Oh, yeah, his world's turned upside down. Judgment's coming for him. Ooh, he's going to get stabbed in the heart. And it's going to cost him. Can I go? Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on with finances or his connections or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So with all his wealth and prosperity, there's some kind of heartbreak going on or sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of grief. That Five of Cups. It's more of a status. Because this is in the past position, so it feels like, or the current past. He used to be high in the hog, right?
Mm-hmm.
How they influence. Well, now there's so much scrutiny on him. He's got that heartbreak going on, that sadness. So some karma coming in him.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some karma coming, hitting him hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's broken. Not having the influence. I got walking away here.
Mm-hmm.
Eight of Cups, leaving things behind. Still holding on to some secrets. Some kind of dark thoughts. In the end, there's going to be a tower for him. Some kind of hardship, a failure. I think getting him out of this dark money thing is really going to help the United States as a whole. Because removing him and that dark money is going to help the United States as a whole. Things get better. Six of Swords. So he's going to have a tower coming up. Some kind of a failure, a drastic change to his influence. So this isn't showing any legal trouble or anything, but maybe the pressure gets to him where his influence isn't there anymore.
Well, what I see is he's lived with illusions and delusions of how much he has going for him, and his world's about to get turned upside down. Judgment's coming for him. He's got the Ace of Swords stabbing him with justice and the truth.
Ooh.
And there's some woman who's going to come after him, and it's got to do with money. Or she's going to reveal what happened with the money.
I had a Queen of Cups there at the end.
Pentacles.
Usually that's my USA card because he's done so much damage, so it felt like damage on a whole. But yeah, could be a woman stabbing him.
Or a woman coming after him.
Hopefully it's not a Boeing whistleblower. You know how those things go.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just scrolling. Yeah, a lot of flowers are already blooming there, Kathy D. Little early.
Yeah, the ones that really kick off my allergies when I was driving around the other day, there was a whole block long hedge made out of them. A hedge that's like a 2-story hedge, all covered with the flowers that make me the sickest. And I was like, oh, no wonder I've been feeling well. Boom.
Deanne asked if I ever use that baseball tarot. I have them next to me, but it's a cool tarot deck, but it's more of getting in my mind and actually looking at it of what's a sword, what's a wand, because they use gloves, hats, whatnot. And before I had it written down on a piece of paper. Oh, what's this again? But like a mitt, I can always remember that's cups, holds. I can never remember what a hat and a glove is, but it's more of just doing a remembrance thing to get them, and then I would use them again. But yeah, they're next to me. They're pretty cool deck.
The thing you have to understand about for me is some novelty decks. I have a deck that's right here, and it's the Tarot of Crystals. And actually, I went through it, and when I get a deck, I read every card and read what the person who wrote about it said. Yeah. And the thing is that they're extremely accurate. I mean, the stones that are on there actually mean what those cards mean, but it's kind of a jump for my brain to make it from one medium to the other. And then I have a lovely cat deck, and I understand what all the cards mean. It's not it, but it's always ends up playful. So I'm not going to throw that on what's going to happen to Leonard Leo.
Yeah, it's just a sense of some decks kind of scream at you. Don't read on anything nasty. Don't read in the darkness. Keep this fresh.
But it's like my life is like a card game that looks like a Monopoly deck. That's really good when you just want a hard edge and don't fool around and just want an answer on that kind of stuff. It's good for that.
Karen's troop. There's some great candidates running against some horrible people. We're gonna get this done.
Yep.
Okay. Truth, fake, false, lying, social. Yeah, you heard that there's that possibility with the merger they could get a bunch of shares, kind of like a pump and dump kind of scheme.
Yeah. It's another stupid thing. It's probably that's probably more real than the tennis shoes.
Yeah. I've seen people were seeing connections with the guy that has like a whole bunch of shares in TikTok.
Yeah.
Owns the world merger, whatever. That was that just merged, and there people are speculating that that's a reason to not, to help him out. Don't leave my shares at TikTok. I'll buy merger with True Social, and you can have your your shares or whatever. But let's just see what's up with that. True Social will 45 get any funding for that?
I'm going to see if it's going to really raise the money.
Stock went live and took a tank. Went down quite a bit, I seen.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Christina. Let's see, Karen. I'm not sure his shares are worth what he's saying. He can't sell for several months. We'll see if it's just another Trump university. Okay.
Yeah. It's another Trump university.
Good.
People have made up their minds. They see it realistically. They know that it's not worth it. But for him, it's a pipe dream. It's something he holds on to. Judgment, this is a no-no. It's not going to get off the ground. And this, when I see this particular card, look at this little guy. He's got all the pieces he needs to solve the puzzle, but he hasn't figured out how to put them together. So no, this is not an answer for his problems.
I'm trying to keep my laptop on the same, looking at my phone, but Angela says Alaskan Republican quit. I didn't hear that.
Like today?
No,
the only person in the House of Representatives that's from Alaska, they only have one, and she's a Democrat.
Yeah, I just seen the question, like, not that I know of, that Patola lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting similar cards there with True Social and this money. It's, I got the Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Wands, and 8 of Swords. That makes it seem like he's locked out of those funds, or it doesn't happen. In the end, I have Justice upon him, and the Fool and Magician. It's like either the merger is illegal or there's some justice upon it, but I don't think it happens. Magician is like creating something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. But this isn't good for getting money. His dream fortunes make a turn, and then he's locked out of it with 8 of Swords, restricted.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, something isn't right there, and I don't think it's going to happen. Pipe dream. I hope I didn't miss any, but Cat Mama, he has one day to figure out 500 million. What do the cards say?
Okay.
Is Letitia start the action or some miracle happen?
Well, we can't ask two questions. We got to ask if Letitia's going to do it or if it's going to be a miracle.
I'm not going to look at Binman there. I'm just focus on the 45 bond tomorrow. What's going to happen? I've never seen it happening as far as getting the funds. But it's ridiculous. He's going to lose an appeal. All it does is delay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, I got that she's going to go for the properties. She's going to start filing. She already has the preliminary filings out there. She just has to activate them. But they're not given any choice because he's not. And so they're going to come in. These are the big daddy figures coming in and grabbing things. And it's going to be a very unjoyous time for other people, for some of the people, but most people are going to consider adequate judgment. So I get he's not going to come up with anything, and she's going to start filing immediately.
Yeah. Love and light wins.
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Cups. This is the end. Oh
Mm-hmm.
crap! I lose everything with a 5 of coins. And then, yeah, here's my documents card with judgments
Mm-hmm.
on and filing. I read an article about the 17 things that Trump owns in New York or has attachments to. Most of that he doesn't even own.
No.
He owns like an apartment here or there, or the naming rights.
Well, even 40 Wall Street, he owns the ground.
Yeah, he owns the ground in a couple places, not
Mm-hmm.
the buildings. So there really isn't a lot in New York to attach to. And she already said Seven Springs, I'm going for because that's the most valuable.
It's one he screwed up the least by putting his gold toilets all over it. It's basically virgin territory.
You know, even the golf course, they took his name off. He really didn't own it. It was just managing. And in a couple places, it's just the property manager. And he has like 2 apartments.
Do you remember that scene? It was about 4 years ago, where in Central America, the people that lived in the building went and took their own tools out and tore the Trump off the front of the building. The other thing they can do is where he does have places where they can't sell it because it's got encumbrances, but they can seize the rental income he gets from them or his licensing rights. And the thing is, I think a lot of people think, oh, they're going to have to go figure this all out. No, that's all of the properties they've been looking at for the last few years. They know where everything is.
Mm-hmm. They know. Everyone's been digging in his files. They know. Okay, Alexander. No,
Vindman.
his brother.
It's the one that's running for office, not the one that's not running for. This is twin. Yeah. I think if we just say Vindman, the universe will understand.
It's not Alex. It's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
His lawyer brother. That. Eugene Vindman. Thank you, Karen. That's right.
They look alike too, man. You talk about identical twins. Whoa.
The Rapture's coming on 45. Virginia. It's in Virginia, right? Eugene Vindman. When 45 becomes homeless, he can lie on his own ground.
Mm-hmm. He can go lie on Ivana's grave. It's going to be a tight race for him. Vindman.
I wonder, is it a reddish usual area?
Yeah, kind of. But the thing is, there's a certain amount of naivete of the people who are helping run his campaign. But in some ways, they won't want to go. They need to go for the jugular, but he's going to stand up and make them do what they need to do. But it's more an issue of money than anything else. And his out card, though, is a victory card, a happy let's party. So right now, it's too close to call. And if you live in that area and you can spend an hour or spend an evening doing phone calls for him, help, because that's what he's going to need. He's going to need volunteer help.
Yeah. My senses too say it's close because I'm not seeing like a rah victory, so I cannot,
Mhm.
you know. It's and in the cards is saying great, 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 and then well maybe,
Yeah,
when you get like the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Cups, but then it's next to the Seven of Cups.
yeah. I
It's
think the most meaningful thing is the amount of money. This is really true. I talked with someone who worked in Florida when DeSantis won so decidedly. They poured so much, Republicans poured so much money into Florida. They spent more money on Hispanic radio than the Dems had to spend on everything. And you don't like to think everybody can be bought that way, but if people only hear one side, that's why everything you can do as an individual, if you live in one of those areas, is to point out, learn a little bit, learn a couple of facts you're absolutely sure about, and just hammer that into people.
yeah, that's the tough thing. I may mention that, but I follow this Jessica Anderson on Twitter and TikTok, whatever, and she ran in Virginia.
Yeah, she's the one that lost of the four that group ran. And the reason she lost, she only lost by about 300 votes. Her area is almost all gated communities. So there wasn't time. The people in Virginia that brought them in to try and salvage it, um, they couldn't get into the gated communities. And they still only lost by 300, which they thought was really good. The other three districts, they went in and they were just the same grim numbers as she had, and they won all of them. And some of them they won decidedly, not just by a little bit. So that's the difference. And that company, all they work with is personal contact to get voters out.
But she was mentioning she got outspent. They put it
Oh,
Republicans
yeah.
put a ton of money into that and just flooded the zone with ads, and she didn't even do any. I guess she didn't even do any community anything. It was all ads.
Yeah.
And
And
Jessica
that's,
was out there seeing the people meet just like crazy because she didn't have the funds for all these big ads and whatnot.
and they didn't have a way to get to the individual doors because that's the other way to do it.
Thank you. Like my outcome cards for Eugene are Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands, Nine of Cups, but then I have the Five of Swords. So it's like everything looks good. We got the celebration here, but then there's a Five of Swords coming in. So it's like I just can't guarantee a victory right now.
Oh, dear. Did you see Ian's comment? It's from Britain. That's why we don't see it in our news feed. He said the fraud squad, criminal investigation department, took away boxes and documents from Turnberry Golf. That's where Trump has. And he said this morning, is it about the Russian money?
When did they do this?
This morning
This
in England,
morning, they were taking.
which would be in the middle of the night to us. So I'm going to, do you want to read on, is that the stuff taken from Turnberry is going back to Russian money?
When did he post that?
1013.
Oh, way back. 1020, 1020.
He's
13,
between Geek Hillbilly and Sharon Sight.
17, 16.
Yay! We
Found
found
it. Okay, just to let you know, the fraud squad, CID criminal investigation, took away boxes with documents from Turnberry Golf at 9 a.m. Ooh, it's about Russian money. Well, they always said that he funneled money into that place, or money was laundered. Okay, Turnberry. Okay.
Oh, Ian, are you ever right? It was a quick, immature move. It's someone who wanted to move their documents to a place they'd be safe. That's the equivalent of the guy sailing the boat from rough waters to calm waters. There's a lot of information. Eight is ones is a lot of information. And there's another 8 on this one. It's going to be the last place you could have kept anything hidden. And someone that's in that area, someone that's at the golf course, is also going to help him with putting the information together. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Ian.
Some things came to light. It feels like last summer.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the past. So I got Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, and then my Sun card, light. Some clarity came through.
Mm-hmm.
Some truth and ideas. Then I have the King of Swords. So here's like a prosecutor or a judge or someone comes through. They had to move quickly. They had some kind of whistleblower.
Mm-hmm. That's those guys I saw that on both mine. I had 2 pages on either end. People who, and they felt like they should have been adult males, but they were showing up as pages, which means they were in a diminished power situation.
Yeah. So I got my FBI, police, whatever rating card with the Knight of Swords.
That's the CID, would be something like the FBI.
CID, yeah. Victory, they got what they needed. And it has something to do with money, the Queen of Coins.
Oh.
Some kind of, there's issues there.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you for being our reporter from Scotland.
45's lawyer, Stephanie Lampert, has been arrested.
What?
Ian says Stephanie Lampert was arrested.
In the States or in Britain?
Was that? Sounds like that woman from Michigan, the fake elector. I think I thought that was her name. But anywho, yeah, it's coming down on him. I don't think we don't have anything to worry about 45 and everyone else. It's gonna hit him hard. The money.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I have to wait a little bit for Manhattan DA, but he's gonna have to spend 6 weeks in there. That will happen. Correct. Okay.
It's the FBI, I think. Stephanie. Okay.
Oh, hi, Mandy. How you doing? Hope you're well. I work for the local police. Oh, LLC. CID means the Criminal Investigation Division.
Yeah, but see, the FBI comes in and helps local police too if they need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of force.
I know, right? We need a fraud squad in the United States.
Oh, we need a fraud squad like the one they have in Vietnam. There's a woman who's the wealthiest woman in Vietnam. She's on trial for her life for doing the stuff Trump did.
I know you're telling me that. Crazy.
Was she hired by NBC?
Supposedly she was on Kristen Welker being interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
But according to the backlash, she will not be coming on MSNBC as a commentator or anything.
Okay.
But,
well, a lot of those lawyers, they say you've been brought on as an expert or whatever.
Yeah, paid contributor, but.
Well, we could bring Rona in as an expert in how to rob people and how to be totally illegitimate. I mean,
because she could very well be indicted for the Michigan fake electors, and that's the only thing we know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take the second part there.
Okay.
See what the cards say about her being investigated.
Okay.
She told we know she took part in the Michigan fake electors at least. Rhonda's an expert in her highlights that cost $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And her appearance change. Probably like Santos taking the RNC money for liposuction and
Yep.
and the shots. Quarter, or what do you call that? The shots for
Botox.
Botox, yeah. Botox.
Yeah, I'm going to stick venom in my face. Thank you.
Can turn out and look like Kimberly Guilfoyle. I was showing my Nancy last night pictures of Kimberly before and after. She's like, "Oh my God, what happened?"
Okay, she's giving a witness. She was in the middle of it. She understood what was going on. She helped push the whole plan. But is she being investigated? This says no, because she's already talking to them. She's telling them everything she knows. She's dumping her little heart out and getting it out. She's she's a pretty weak character, but she has the information they need about how the dark money works. So she's herself not being investigated. She could be if she doesn't cooperate.
She's cooperating. That's what I got. She's cooperating. Jack Smith has already reached out to her or other prosecutors. She's a star. She flipped. Yeah, she helped out with evidence. Page of Swords, Queen of Cups, and my Strength card, which also is a star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she flipped. She gave up documents here too. I got my 6-8 of coins. That's all about give and take, giving documents, testimony. I'm getting she was truthful. Ace of Swords, here's being subpoenaed, gave up documents. King of Coins, Knight of Coins. So yeah, she turned on everyone. She didn't want to go to prison. I got nothing here that says prison.
No.
Or being indicted. 3-4 coins can be indicted, but in this sense here, next to Ace of Swords, I think it means she's been subpoenaed and gave up documents and testimony. So yeah, she's a little fish, I think, here.
Well, she's a little fish that was in a great place to hear stuff.
Yes.
And no offense to the male chauvinist pigs that run the Republican Party, but they will sit and say things around women thinking, oh, she doesn't comprehend.
Okay.
Well, we had this question several different ways.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if any more are going to exit.
Yeah. How is she related to Romney?
She's his niece.
Is she married in, or she's?
Yeah. No, she was a family member because Romney was her middle name.
True. Yeah. So it must be his brother.
She's a niece, I think.
His brother's kid, then maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
One of those people that
I didn't know Mittens had a brother, but yeah, she's blood Romney. Yeah. Yes, niece. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. We need one more to create a tie.
Oh, yes. Okay. I hold up 5 cards, but the third card is like right now, and that counts for 2. So this is 1 yes. This is 1 no, because some still have loyalty in their heart for the older party. But this is 2 yeses. People, these are the Republicans they locked out, that the WECO conference locked out. So that's a 2 yes. And this is In a traditional deck, that's the devil. So the devil's in the middle of this, and this is a yes. And we got the man judgment is going to be all over this week. I mean, people having to face the truth. So what that says is absolutely, and I've seen that it's going to get to be as many as 5.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Well, why should they stay there? Do you know how hard it is to campaign for something? And why would you want to stay there and campaign for something that's going to be demolished anyway?
Okay. Well, in your opponent leave. In my whole throw, I have the 5 of Swords and 5 of Wands. That's total of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I also had the 5 of Cups, so there's a lot of 5s.
Yeah, and I had the 5 of coins, so
5 of Wands is my Chaos Caucus card.
mm-hmm. 5 is also chaos and change, no matter how you cut it. So.
Yeah.
Numerology, it's chaos and change.
So yeah, it's these principled people like Gallagher and Buck. If there's 3 more left, it sure feels like it.
And the thing is, I don't like what they stand for. I used to work with a lot of Republicans on local races that if we got into national politics and conservatism, I couldn't stand what they stood for. But when it came down to building roads and bridges and trying to take care of the city, they were there. I mean, they really were. And those people are still in the Republican Party. I don't know how they can even stand the stench of going into a conference room with the Chaos Caucus.
I know, it's totally chaotic. It's unreal.
And the thing is, there's a whole bunch of them that got elected in about 2010. And they all have 10 years in the Congress. They get their full pension. They can walk away now, get the same money, and not put up with the grief and the screaming. So I tell you what I'd do if I was them. I'd be out of there. But they're setting them up to be out at the worst possible time. They're paying them back. It's just like DeSantis letting the Mr. E tape information go.
I think someone behind the scenes know what's going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's an element here of Jack Smith.
Mm-hmm.
The Magician, King of Swords,
mm-hmm.
and the 5 of Cups come down together. So it's like, I think they know what's coming. They're going to go down anyway.
Well, some of them are. You heard Lev Parnas call out Congressman Sessions in the hearing.
My guides, I remember years ago when...
it's not Jeff Sessions, it's Jeff Sessions. No. Is it? It's not Pete.
Pete is the one in Texas, yes.
Is that? He's not. He used to be. He's the one calling all red beat to get his House seat.
He's in the seat right now.
Okay.
In Texas.
Well, you don't have to live. This is another scam Texas has. You don't have to live in your congressional seat to run there.
That's horrible. But yeah, that's what it's telling me is like these principled people, they know, the Gates, mm-hmm. the Green, the Jordan, everyone that's involved in J6 and whatnot. I think they know it's going to happen anyway. They're getting out before the getting's good. Besides the chaos. But anyway, I remember seeing the indictment, whatever, when Parnas and a couple other of his buddies got arrested trying to get on a plane before.
Right.
And in the indictment, whatever, it says an unnamed congressional candidate or person, it said public figure. And I asked my guys, and I didn't even know who Pete Sessions was, and they said it was Pete Sessions.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, and when I always wondered about that, I was like, whatever happened to that? Why wasn't he ever indicted? Whatever. Well, he was in Congress, but Love said that the other day, and it just confirmed me. Like, thank you. Finally, the name is out from that indictment years ago.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's It's Pete Sessions, and there's his smiling face. He used to be my congressman for like 8 years. That's why I thought he went away.
And then he jumped different seats.
Yeah, he's in a seat that runs from Austin all through the farmland that's north of Houston, but it's between Dallas and Austin.
It's all rural area, huh?
It's
Pretty much.
It's 118th district. No. Yeah, he was in the 105, which is where I lived. Now he's in District 32, which is one of those gerrymandered districts that blocks out big cities and swoops up farms.
Yeah, Ian, do you have a link? If there's any news about Turnberry getting raided, we would all like to read that. Yeah, that was beautiful. Love's hearing was beautiful. Bring in the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Melania pack her bags. Her bags have been packed. She's got a
bolt hole. She's got a bolt hole, something like Sherlock Holmes had. Except it's going to be really hard to hide her 7-foot child. But other than that,
yeah,
I think she loves the kid, and I think she'd try to get him out of there.
Yeah, he's Oh, there was another article I read that 45 has nothing to do with him. Or he
had nothing to do with any of the other ones until they were grown.
Or he doesn't. Or Barron doesn't want anything to do with him. One of the two. But they're never together. He doesn't see him. Doesn't care. Let's see. Someone. Okay, we looked at that. Let's check on Barbara. Barbara Jones got additional powers for the Trump monitor.
Yes, she did.
What will the Trump monitor Barbara Jones say about his portfolio? I don't think that's her.
That's not her job.
Not her job. She's just monitoring everything and anything. Okay, Ian said it'll come out later. I got a phone call from a friend who lives in Turnberry and seen it all happen. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Well, we got our inside reporter in Scotland.
We got our inside reporter. Keep the eyes out there, Ian. There you go. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want to put it out to the papers or anyone that we got a raid going on. Yeah, I don't really think we need to read on this, but yeah, she has eyes and ears. She can hire someone else to help with that.
They've been investigating this for 4 years, so they know every bank account, everything, and they've got what's even more powerful is in all legitimate upfront institutions. They have flags. If he tries to do anything, they get flagged. This person's doing this. Nothing happened. I mean, trust me, when they want to get you, not that I've ever had that happen to me, thank God. I've never done anything bad. I'm too afraid of that kind of crap. I don't like it.
Okay.
So where we go next?
What is this Satan doing? What the heck? Which cards want this toxicity?
Oh, I'll use my regular cards. They're brave.
Oh, where'd it go?
It went away, but I know what you pulled up. Okay.
I was looking for the right cards to get in this story. Does DeSantis think releasing the E-Case will win the convention? So supposedly it's supposed to come out just before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, all the other tapes is kind of a dud. You know, it's like everyone's like, oh, the tapes are coming or the releasing names, and just kind of goes in ether. Fake Melania. What's up with fake Melania? Yeah, there's always a fake Melania there. Okay. The Satan and the E-tapes.
Hold for a second. My card said, no, we don't want to read this. So
I know, right?
grab another deck. We're going to Life is Like a Board Game. Fun.
I would love to see De Sanctimonious be the GOP candidate.
Oh, God. I'm not so sure I'd like to see that.
Okay. I'm getting a revenge feeling.
Yeah, it's pure hate. His out card by doing this, he feels like he's gotten the 10 of Cups. But it's to make survival harder, to make people's choices more marked. That's the lever's reversed. The development of information, it's the opposite of development of real information. And it's the negative of support and compassion. So, yeah, he's doing it for vengeance. That's about as clear as you can.
Yeah, but he's hoping this release would bring an ending to the power of 45.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's hoping for.
Yeah, but I just got another flash.
Death to the Empress. I got a Knight of Coins and the Moon, along with a Knight of Cups. So I'm thinking maybe it won't be released when he wants it to. So there might be a little bit of delay of actual timing. Because Knight of Coins are bringing that information is that slow mover, right?
Mm-hmm.
The enemy's approaching, but may not reach in time, especially next to the moon here. The Six of Swords, the Magician, Eight of Swords, and Five of Swords. So yeah, I think this information that's being released by him might actually hit some. It actually hit some damage. Hit his popularity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is self-interest of maybe the RNC praying like the RNC would dump him and select him or some BS.
No, it's not. It's revenge. And I asked if it was going to hurt DeSantis, and it's a yes and a no. It's going to start him, making him look like he's starting in a more stable place, and it's going to connect him with people who want to work with him. Why would anyone want to work with him?
With the Satan.
Mm-hmm.
The Sanctimonious.
Mm-hmm. But it's really to bring down the nostalgia people have about what's going on around them, and to to get rid of the supporters of this Trump's ambitions. So, and it ends up with him, Satan, in the Nine of Swords. So it's going to hurt him too.
Yeah, I really don't think this is a blockbuster either of info.
One way or another, it's dripped out through the years.
Right. I mean that that whole deal in '08 was, it hurt the victims more than anything.
Yeah. Well, they're back, part of this.
There might be a drip in there about what we already know.
We know all the names,
What? Lisa Murkowski quit? What? Who's saying that?
I'll look it up real fast. She's got an unusual name. It's easy to find out things about her.
Who quit? Angela's thinking Murkowski quit? I haven't heard anything about that. Oh, I better Google quick here. Lisa Murkowski, United. Oh, come on.
Nope, I don't see anything.
Oh, she's 48 minutes ago. She signals openness to leaving the GOP.
Oh, that helps.
The vocal critic of 45 says she regrets that the GOP has become the party of 45.
That I have the same thing, but it's from January 9th, 2021.
Wait.
It was in the Washington Post on January. Lisa
Oh,
Murkowski.
this is today.
Okay, all right. Oh, 2 hours ago. Yes.
Yep.
Yep, Newsweek says she may do it.
I wish the Republicans had a different nominee. I can't get behind 45. I'm an independent thinker, and I don't know if I can be in the GOP anymore.
I don't know why she sticks with him. I mean, she beat him as an independent in Alaska. Remember when they put that clown up against her to get rid of her because they didn't like how she done some things? So that's one more into our 5 that are leaving, Scott, or going to be changing.
Well, she's a senator, though.
Yeah.
But it could be included. But it doesn't say I'm going to change independent and caucus with the Democrats.
She has no choice. I mean, you have to pick one or the other. So if she's not a Republican, but she caucuses with them, she keeps their numbers the same. If she wants to hurt them, she becomes an independent and she caucuses with the Democrats. Angus King went through the same thing when he quit during Bush's time.
All righty.
People shouldn't do stuff to us in the middle of our shows. We're not
right?
like that,
It's like, what? That's exciting.
Citizen United?
Yeah. We looked at this before a couple times, actually. And it's basically, we get enough Dems in there. Yes. And I think we've always said, focus on Democrats winning up and down the ballot. And then things can actually change. Eventually, yes, that's the problem with the reading. Like, yeah, in 2032, it might be all Dems and no problems, but.
Oh, they'll always trust me when all the Dems take over. There is some truth to the old statement of, I don't belong to an organized political party. I'm a Democrat.
Been in jail, you think? Yeah, let's look at Cannon here.
Oh.
Let's do this again.
I'm going to do the Monopoly cards on that one.
She's like on a high wire, teetering back and forth. What can I get away with, right?
She's already stalled a case that should have already been run and tried. So. I'm going to ask if she's going to achieve her goals to stop this trial.
I don't think so.
I know, but I'm going to ask.
Right.
That's why we ask.
When you ask that question, that's what the guide said.
No, I know. Inquiring minds
You
want to.
can't stop it, but you can obstruct it.
No, it's passionately what she wants to do, but she won't be able to. This is in the passion and desires garden. The Ace of Wands, that's really what she wants to do, but there's no clear way for her to do it. There's way overflowing emotions against what she's already done. Her own independence is going to be seriously questioned, and she's going to end up on the dark side of the moon. So I think she's going to pay for it. But yeah, her whole goal is to stop it if she can.
Yeah, my Death Devil card dropped out, so I just put that to the side. Transformation, changes, an ending. Fallout. Okay. So, odd card, but it's my strength card. Strength, courage, self-love, angelic balance, respect, and harmony. Queen of Wands, creative leader, and then Page of Swords. So that's just, she's doing the bidding to slow it up. Page of Swords would be like new obstructions, those kind of things. Yeah. The universe will not allow her to stop this. She's causing more conflicts with the Five of Swords. Then my 3-4 of Wands card is public service. Looking for friends. It's telling me she's betraying the public trust here. With those three. And then King of Wands, 10 of Wands, and 5 of Wands. Whoa. That's kind of feeling like she's going to get 11th circuited. King of Wands is an intelligent leader. It could be someone above her, but there's burdens here and there's obstacles. So she cannot stop this forever. There are stressors in the background.
Right.
So this is my Death Devil card. So this is death. So there might be an ending to her obstruction coming soon.
Okay. Now I asked if she'd be, because will Jack Smith actively seek to get her removed? And I got no, because he's slow and steady and he wants to give the process. But then it gets better. Then she gets the damn this place sucks card. Is a yes. The Hangman right now, he's really thinking about it, but he goes forward because his passions and desires say that's what needs to be done. And they get a new judge in there with enthusiasm to deal with the issues. So she's pulling on Jack Smith's last nerve. But not his nerves, his intellectual nerves. She's not doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Right. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's the threat of the 11th Circuit or something, or she recuses
They
something.
already dumped on her, and she got basically big time judge reprimanded because of the special master mess she created.
But that death card is telling me something. The ending of this obstruction one way or another. Oh, good Lord. Mithapostone case. This should not even be a case. So ridiculous. Judge shopping and how that made it up there. Old conservatives. Jesus. Michael Pol Pot called it lemon laws for judges.
Mm.
Hmm. You know, such a waste of time, money, and resources. But
Guess what? They got the message. They're going to hear it. It'll be heard, but I don't think it's going to win. I got the Ace of Wands reversed. They've started it. They've tried to make it work. This is the Page of Cups, development of good actions, but it's reversed. They know what's coming on. Nine of Swords. They don't want to deal with it, so they're going to let it go. I mean, they're not going to rule on it because they don't want it. Yeah, it's going to be a change from the pattern they've been working with. And it's because the money can't buy this. So, or the money doesn't like being revealed like it's being revealed. So that reading would mean they're going to listen to the case. They're going to fuss around the edges, but they're not. It will still be available.
Two of Cups and Six of Pentacles is the read energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the Two of Cups shows like a health symbol there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a partnership there, and it's give and take and money. Oh, geez. Keep dropping cards here. And then I have the Star, Star, Hangman, and Six of Cups and King of Pentacles. Six of Cups, it's always been available. I have the Hangman. Why would that come out?
I think that they have to weigh a decision, which my Hangman was reversed. They're not going to make a decision on this. They're going to let it go back to the free market thing. They're not going to agree with this guy.
Yeah, I think the Star says it stays.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it feels like it's fine. A lot of substance and money issues here.
Plus, that's a big product for big pharma.
There will be some arguments. Something new comes up in the hearings that kind of like what is like a battling argument that's brought up in court that basically what it feels like. Let's say you have discovery and you come into a court case and the defense didn't give up something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's like a new argument brought in that hasn't been out there before, it feels like. And
that's
then
not supposed to happen at the Supreme Court.
Right. It's not supposed to happen. So it's going to piss some people off, I think. Because it's just this looks like the judge, the Four of Pentacles, it looks like the judge is sitting there or someone's sitting there when they bring up this new argument. Because I started seeing this, and I started seeing this thing in my mind. It was like they're pissed. Why are you bringing this up now? That kind of feeling. Right. I don't know what it is, but it just something's playing in my mind, and it's like this is wrong. Thank you, Jazzy. Blessings.
Do we want to look at the terror attacks in Russia?
We can. Was there a question about it?
Yeah, Karen Louise asked at 10:30. That's way long ago, but it's something I thought about today before we came on.
It sure feels like a false flag in Russia. 10:30. Oh my gosh.
It's Karen. She wrote it all in caps. Thank you. Makes it easier to see.
Almost there. 10:40. 10:30. 5. How do you keep that there?
Yes.
Found it. How did you remember that way back there?
I had it locked on my screen. I don't know anything that's. If you've written since then, I'll see you later.
I can't lock. I got a star.
I know. You got the hard job. I get to sit here and lounge lizard. What can I say?
On TikTok, there are people reporting about a current Russian revolution happening now. Whoa, AJ. I've seen a lot of people are referencing the 99 false flag that Putin did and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
There was videos out that don't make any sense. No blood.
Wow. I like my answer. Even if it's in the funky cards. This is the way they used to view Putin as a provider of support and maturity, but it's reversed now. And it's watch me work. Watch what happens. Damn, this place sucks. We've seen this one. That's the 5 of Cups. That's where they are. People are going to rise up with their own power. And they've been waiting patiently for the call to arms. And I think that was the call to arms. That he can't protect us. I mean, they'll send their sons and husbands off to war because it's supposed to be keeping them safe. Well, now it's not. I mean, that's exactly why they want guns all over the U.S. so nobody feels safe.
7 of Cups. It was an illusion of what actually was happening. I think it was a false flag. I think people in Russia are more and more seeing the light. Putin regime. There's still some burdens there and stressors, but they're angelically seeing the light on that government over there. There are some stressors there yet. Could be stressors on themselves. That feels more so about the country. They're not seeing Putin as much of a positive light anymore. So I have the Justice card along with the King of Coins, could be Putin there, and then the disasters. They're actually seeing the chaos. The destruction is hitting home now. Instead of just going after the enemy in Ukraine, it's hitting home.
Yeah, well, they've been getting drone bombed by the Ukrainians too.
Yeah, it's hitting home and they're seeing it, all this destruction and failure.
Well, it's not just that. If you just imagine if we lost that many soldiers. I mean, the reason we didn't understand what was happening in Vietnam, it was far away, it was kind of spread out. But once Life magazine had that issue where every page there were pictures of all the soldiers that had died that year. And then you see it. And I think that's what happened. And this just brought it home. We're supposedly putting up with this slow pain within families, and they can't keep us safe here. Why should we give up our husbands and our sons to a war? I mean, that's what, if you've never read about the Russian Revolution, that's what finally happened. It's when the troops turned and didn't shoot the people, but shot each other.
Yep. Same with Bibi.
Yep.
Cause a war to stay in power. Yeah, I think that whole thing was a false flag, that attack there. I don't see it as a actual ISIS type.
Because it's not, it's Hamas. ISIS and Hamas hate each other. It was Hamas.
Because I got the delusion right away with the Ace of Swords. What's the truth? It's an illusion. It's to restrict people from thinking on their own. But people are waking up. It was, like Hamas, it was coordinated. There's a lot of weird videos out there about it. It's like people are shooting, but no one's getting, shot in those videos.
Mm-hmm.
And Karen believes it was ISIS-K. And then yeah, it could have been ISIS that started the fire or whatever, but I do.
Yeah, what this is going to bring, it's not the people. I don't know if the people will rise up in the streets. I think some will, but it's going to make the oligarchs think twice, and they only have to get rid of one problem to say we're restructuring.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
Oh, did you like Moskowitz wearing the Putin mask into the congressional hearing?
You wore a Putin mask? No,
Yep. And he said, I just wanted him to, see who this is really about and what it's really for out in the hallway. Okay, where do we go from there? Death, destruction.
Ugh.
I don't know how many people have read about the history astrologically around the moon that's happening tomorrow. But it's been called the death of King's moon. It always brings a lot of big changes, and especially with the planets that are right on top of it. Oh, you want to ask about her? That's fine. About Rick Scott.
What is the stone that is for most grounding?
Most grounding?
Yeah.
Tourmaline, obsidian, and a clear quartz that you command to ground you.
Yeah. A quartz is a standard, all good one.
So you can do anything with a quartz, but
you do anything with a quartz. Yeah.
Okay. This is a piece of obsidian I have beside my desk. It's actually rainbow. If you take that out in the sun, it's all full of colors, but my hand fits over the whole thing. And if I feel like my brain's getting a bit flighty, it's great. But any black, any darker stone, and any stone that you relate to working with your root chakra, because you just can't grab a stone and say, ground me. Well, you can take your chances, but you really should root it. You should take it through your root chakra and ask your root chakra to go down through your legs and put you in the ground. And we need some of that right now.
Yeah. I put a grounding pad on the floor.
I've got a grounding pad under my
So when I read here, my feet are always in the electrified grounding pads of the house.
I have one on my bed. It really makes sleeping a lot better.
I tried. I couldn't sleep on it.
Really? Too much energy?
No. That's what I originally bought it for.
Mm-hmm.
Try to stay grounded at night, but didn't like sleeping on it.
Maybe
I put it underneath the table here.
Maybe you're supposed to fly away at night, Scott.
Yeah. I always fly away. I just don't remember most of the time. Linda sleeps on a grounding mat too.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, yay. She's going to win. Scott likes to present himself as the person who grounds you and gives you great support, and he doesn't. But judgment is coming. People in Florida have realized they've been lied to through a megaphone. And this is her. I don't know if she's blonde, but she's a compassionate person that cares about people. And she's not just there for her own comfort. And she'll be a provider of charm and authority. So I get a yes for her. Why do people vote for someone who looks like Voldemort? I mean, really?
There's money coming her way.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So I got the Lovers, Three of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Gee, I didn't think about Rick. I thought about her. Those are all great cards for her winning.
Mm-hmm.
Three of Cups, she's toasted. Lovers. I think a lot of it's gonna happen because the GOP starts getting exposed more and more and more up to November.
Mm-hmm.
And people are actually seeing things. They're seeing what the GOP actually do to their lives.
Well, they've seen that they've done nothing. I mean, this is going to be more of a do-nothing Congress than the one that Truman called the do-nothing Congress.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think either her campaign or whatever really focuses on ads or whatever, the deceit that like maybe Rick Scott has done or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because there's bringing a lot of things are coming to light here. I mean, it's like ads or whatever. It really brings out that Seven of Swords deceit in a positive, kind way. I think she is a compassionate woman that can do things a little bit differently in a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But it really feels like justice is coming upon them, that people will actually wake up a little more instead of voting for Democrats. So I have Justice, Queen of Swords, and Eight of Swords. There's a reckoning coming for the GOP. It really feels that way.
Yeah.
A lot's going to happen, and it's only March.
Well, there's a lot of Cubans who are very upset by Trump's authoritarian talk because they heard this once in their life, and they ended up in Florida instead of being in Cuba. I think Trump doesn't understand how people. Well, he doesn't understand how anybody hears anything because he doesn't hear anything. But I think there's a lot of Hispanic communities, Cuban communities in particular, that don't like the authoritarian bid.
I know, right, Monica? How's the guy stay in Congress when he stole so much from Medicare?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I went to get my asthma breather because all the pollen's really has really been bad, and they told me it was $135 to get it for a month. And I went, and I went, boy, do I have sucky insurance, because my last Medicare insurance, it was like $50 or something. So I went in and I talked to the guy and I said, I looked it up and it's one of the meds that got on that list with insulin because it's so important to people who need it. It's for COPD as well as asthma. And so I went and talked to the cashier, and then I came home and talked to my insurance and found out I was misquoted at the pharmacy. And I went back in the next day, and I was gonna get it because my breathing had just gotten that bad. And they told me the whole bill was $45, and that they had found out their database that they work from had not been updated. And that I said, and I don't know how many of you, well, I assume some of you are on Medicare, but that my insurance company sends me a monthly thing that says, you bought this, you should have paid this for it. Doctor's visits and meds and everything. And they said that, and I'm like, this couldn't have been going on since January and nobody noticed. But I got mine for $45. So look at your meds, guys. Okay, where do I get my crystals? I have a rock shop near me that's very, very good, and they're connected nationally, and they can find pretty much anything I ever want to go in there and find. There are lots of rock shops are not something that's in big box stores particularly. So you'll find lots of mom and pop rock shops. Um, there are a few crystal sellers online, but I don't like to buy a stone I haven't felt or seen or have some absolute contact to. So,
Yeah,
um,
there's metaphysical stores around me.
mhm.
You know, you can get lamps or whatever. They have all kinds of rocks in there, beads or um, pendulums or whatever.
But
So there's a few. There's a few around.
they're kind of everywhere. But I mean, unless you're way out in the boonies, and then I'm really loath to suggest an online crystal play. Go look at their stuff and see what they're saying, see what they're selling. Um, my problem is that the crystal store I'm at, if it's been in any way man treated by man, and there's several things you can do. A lot of citrine was originally amethyst, and when you heat citrine up to a higher level, it turns yellow. So is the stone altered? I've actually done whole shows on altered stones. And I keep these little stones. I have this bright yellow and this bright blue, and they're besides my we're on the table I read on. And what I've got is I've got a Ukrainian flag. I've got the yellow and the blue, and I've got a whole strip of those stones down there. Those are those are treated by dyes by man. And there are some colors that I think the color is more important to the grid than necessarily the particular crystal that's there. It's the only way I can make it look and feel the way I want it to. So I'm not against dyed crystals, but I just know there's a lot of places that sell dyed crystals, and most people aren't doing it. Don't use their crystals to build grids like I do, so it's not all that important. But if you want a real crystal, and like Serenity, I don't know where you are, but quartz does everything.
Yeah.
And actually, amethyst is just a purple quartz.
I like my
Rose,
rose quartz.
mm-hmm.
This feels great in my hand.
Yeah.
I purchased a crystal sphere.
Yes.
Got all kinds of different crystals in it.
Is that zebra stone or is it just a mix of crystals?
It's just a mix of crystals.
Oh, because I can see the blue in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all kinds of different ones in there. It's amazing how they can get that so smooth.
Oh yeah, spheres are wonderful, and spheres just spread the energy all the way around, all the way out on you, and triangles focus energy. This is a shungite triangle. Shungite's another really good grounding stone, and it's not. It's what we call a tektite. It was formed by an asteroid that hit the world 13 million years ago, and it's only in this one place in China, and it burnt the ground to where everything that's in that stone is 99.9% carbon.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bring out some inspiration cards today.
Okay.
So,
We've got the new moon tomorrow. Yay.
mm,
And it's a lunar eclipse. I mean, yeah, it's a penumbral lunar.
okay, I have the Six of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Coins.
Ooh.
So, it basically is telling me is that we all have a story. Our whole life, we have a story. We have our life's contract to who we meet and what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Six of Cups is all about your past. It's all about your what you've learned, what you've accomplished, and what you've done. High Priestess is trusting your intuition and your insights. It's also your soul contract and what you're gonna do. Ten of Coins is my family traditions card. Your family, your experiences, everything comes from above. So trust your intuition, learn from the past, and that your family that is past is always with you.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest thing of today is just remember to use your intuition. Know what's right because you've learned, you've experienced, and our family is with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's mine.
Mine is chakra ray. And this is medicine that aligns and balances your chakra systems. Chakra ray crystals are great when you're doing your own color and sound healing, balancing. This is a quartz that has been cut into this particular shape. It helps with meditation, color healing, chakra balancing, dream recall, joy, magic, laughter, enchantedness, inner child healing, and manifestation, all of which are very joyful things. And this new moon, this eclipse, should help us with that. And it goes, the chakra ray crystal has come here to offer your chakras some love and attention. This card is a sign that your chakras are out of balance and may be causing some of your current issues. When you've been feeling out of balance have you been feeling out of balance lately? Have you been experiencing issues in specific areas of your life? Is your energy scattered? Well, it sounds like you need to manifest through balancing your chakras. The base is red, that's your survival. The second sacral chakra is orange, creativity and passion. Solar plexus is yellow, and it's for personal power. Heart chakra is green for love. Throat chakra is blue for speaking the truth. Third eye is purple for insight. Crown chakra is white for spiritual connection. And it says you need to work on, it's saying, don't forget to keep balancing your chakras. Don't give up on that work. Because some of the things that are happening around us are throwing us out of balance, so we don't get complacent. So we do have to work with those energies. So that's and that piece that she has there is a piece of quartz that's been cut into a cube. Yep, it is. I tell you, anyone wants to talk about balancing chakras, don't talk to a woman at that time. Whoa.
Yeah. Perfect time in my life to meet my Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy all that time.
Oh, I know.
The heat. The grumpy.
I kind of skipped through it because I had my last child so late in life. I was 42, and I was talking to the doctor once, and I said, "Why don't I have all these symptoms I keep hearing about?" And she said, "Because you had the baby so late, you threw your body all out of whack." And she said, "It may come," and it never really did.
Interesting.
But I had a friend. I took her to a lecture. My doctors used to once a year have all of these specialists in that field come, and they do this big lecture. It was in a big hall here in Dallas. And I took a friend of mine with me, and she said, "Why didn't anybody ever tell me this?" Because when she went through it, she didn't even know what the hell was going on. And she said, "There I am standing in December on my little patio in Bordeaux with just my panties on saying, why am I so hot?" But
yeah,
all the things you can't there. I heard something today that's kind of true. I've had a rough time since Christmas, on and off, just staying focused and staying in what I'm supposed to be doing. And I heard a guy today who's it's his channel is called Attract Passion, and he's really interesting, and he paints a picture and he talks to you about stuff. But he's talking about how at this time people are emerging. Some people are out of their cocoon, some people are still in the cocoon, some people are working their way out of the cocoon. But he said, if in real life, if you cut the cocoon away and try to help the butterfly get out, it'll die. Because as an organism, it needs to go through those struggles of getting out of the cocoon. And I thought, that's how I felt for the last couple months. Get this damn shell off me. I want out of here. But And I think, and a lot of times when people ask me questions and they want an instant answer, how do I get to there? You just got to do it one step at a time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing's a easy pass.
Well, it's easier if you find the people who will support you around you. So
Yeah.
go for that.
You know, it's life is kind of like if you file bankruptcy, it takes a long time to get your credit back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. We got to work at it and work at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then poof, we get it. So everything takes time.
But
See anything else?
no, I just saw somebody write a nice comment about Jasmine Crockett. She's from my area. I know her. She is every bit as smart as she appears in those committee meetings. She nailed this one guy to the wall.
Yeah.
I can't believe the GOP keeps running those hearings. I mean,
oh, I know, it's ridiculous. I got her as one of my favorites on Twitter, so I see everything she puts out there. I like that too. I think I need to put Moskowitz up on there too. He's a character.
Oh God, he's wonderful.
He puts all these cartoons and makes fun of the GOP on his Twitter.
Yeah, everybody, if you would please push the like, and if you're not subscribed to our channels, please subscribe. All those things help us make our way through whatever the algorithm is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deanne, I think it's Deanne. Deanne, if you go, he's a young artist from, I want to say Slovakia, but I'm not sure. He's definitely from Central Europe, but he has some days he has the best insight. And I hadn't actually seen him since I went into my funk in December. But today when I opened my phone up, I said, I just want to listen to something before I come work with Scott. I heard his thing and I was like, I actually wrote a comment. I said, this is exactly what I needed to hear today. And it's all about what this moon is revealing to us. And then we got the big solar eclipse. Y'all get to listen to me babble on about that till 8th, because it's going to be right over my house. I think there's only a couple places in Texas where there's going to be 2 seconds of it's going to be a longer total darkness.
What's that date again?
April 8th.
April 8th, that's right.
And I may actually have a visitor from California that day.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Male or female?
Male.
Danny Shea? Oh, my God. Danny Shea coming to Texas?
His sister lives near me, and they're having some kind of family powwow. So he decided that would be a good date to aim for. But I don't know if he's coming or not.
Nice. I think next year I'm going to head out to Danny Shea's way for our vacation.
Oh, cool.
He
lives in a great area.
He wants to see the redwoods and whatnot, and maybe we can stroll up the Mount Shasta. So I think that's where we're going to be going next year.
Dr. Gail will be gone by then. She's
going back. A better time. I suppose March would probably be better than. I usually do my vacations in February, so maybe March.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't want to go to Mount Shasta in February. And especially if you want to have any chance of walking up Mount Shasta. Just a week ago, some guy went beyond the snowmobile gates because he thought he could make it, and he got stranded out there. And all the dog walkers are watching this guy go in the snowmobile.
You know, if Wheezy's wondering can you see it from California while that? Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
April 8th.
Oh, go to the NASA website, and they have a brilliant map that'll show you exactly times and where it'll be for you. And no, you cannot see it in California. It starts in Mexico and it arcs up and it goes across New England. So Dorothy Morgan's going to be able to see it where she is. But we have had the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse X about 30 miles south of where I live, which makes you very wary of something's happening in Texas, but it'd be good, you know. Now I'm having my daughter's taking the day off from work, and we can sit out in my driveway, and I've already done a thing.
She's just moving, right?
Back to South Carolina.
Her time is done. Her time and work is done in Mount Shasta.
Mm-hmm. Her reason to be there is no more. I think she's announced it. I hope so. If you don't, Dr. Gail, please continue to talk to me. But she's a South Carolina girl. She doesn't like snow.
April 8th is my grandson's first birthday. Aw.
I go look at some of the other, there have been several different astrologers, because this really falls into their bailiwick, not mine, except I wanted to be an astronomer when I was a kid. So, and I have studied astrology, but it's just so much fun to watch the planets move. But what I really like is when they take these sorts of grand things, because they don't happen often. We have, and go look at some of the astrologers that are following this, Arlene, or contact Dorothy Morgan. She's probably one of the best personal astrologers looking at your own chart that I know of. I mean, she's who I go to, so what can I say? And she doesn't engage in politics or anything else. She can tell you more about what would happen, what would be good for you, what the portents would be for them. The other thing that's going to happen, Scott, and I think we need to start a pool. You're in a basketball pool. There's going to be a nova, and it happens every 80 years, and it happens right next to the North Star. I watched a whole show about it. And the reason it happens is there's a binary star that has a red giant and a white dwarf. And the white dwarf rolls around and the red giant continues to expand, and then every 80 years enough energy gets attached to the white dwarf that the white dwarf has this nova thing, and it lasts for 7 days, and it's been recorded for years, and they're watching it build now, and it should happen sometime shortly after this solar eclipse. But the timing on it's kind of weird, so it'll be between then and maybe September. So this guy who runs a channel that looks at this kind of stuff, he's running a pool. On what day will the nova show up? So for those of us who like to look up at night, and it's an easy one to find because it's right by the North Star.
Feels like these April 8th birthdays might have some extra energy.
Oh, absolutely.
So it feels like this 1-year-old grandson's going to be jumping off the walls because there's some extra energy coming to these April 8th birthdays.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's actually giving all of us, it's going to be a complete break. And if you read about the events, I got a whole magazine on, I'm going to do a show on it, all the stuff that's happened historically around April 8th. I mean, around this particular eclipse. So, but it's going to be fun.
Okay. Time to go.
Yep. Go bye.
Thanks for everyone for hanging, and blessings, Nancy, and everyone in the chat.
Bye-bye.